still be on the charge. Stop preaching! Stop preaching!
Joel here with Bodycam Breakdown TV. Today's footage comes from Uncovered. If you want to watch the original video without my commentary or breakdown, I'll have the full footage linked below so you can watch it start to finish. As always, we've trimmed the routine parts so we can get straight to the breakdown. By the time we join this encounter, officers are investigating a driver who was stopped after struggling to maintain their lane. What begins as a routine traffic stop quickly raises new questions about what officers are dealing with and how this interaction is about to unfold. The breakdown starts now.
I want to explain to you that I'm not black, Negro, colored, or African American. I am the American Indian. My name is El Janet, also known as Gerald Johnson. So I'm in the midst of traveling, not driving.
When someone starts emphasizing that they're traveling instead of simply answering questions, it can signal that officers may be dealing with a non-traditional view of traffic laws. Rather than debating the issue immediately, officers will often keep the encounter moving and verify identification first, establishing who they're dealing with before deciding whether anything else needs to be addressed.
Sure, I'll take your ID, absolutely.
I was going to get something to eat. Me and my fiance was in the hotel that y'all just followed us from, so I was trying to go get something to eat.
Hey man, what's this bag? What's in this bag? Why you got that between your legs?
Because it's my property, it's where I carry my ID and my information.
Once the driver explains that the bag contains his identification and personal belongings, officer safety remains part of the equation. Items kept close at hand naturally draw attention during a traffic stop, and officers will want to ensure there's nothing inside that could pose a safety concern before moving forward.
And what's that plastic bag inside of there? It looks like you got something in there, shouldn't it? No, in the open pocket right there.
This is my medication.
Your medication?
Yes.
Okay, what's that, just marijuana?
Yes.
All right.
Can I ask why are you so suspicious because of a traffic stop?
Wanting to know the reason for the stop is common, especially once the initial safety concerns have been addressed. At this point, officers are typically transitioning from identification and risk assessment to explaining the basis for the stop so everyone is operating with the same understanding.
So that bag between your legs and the fact that you were all over the road when I was behind you tells me that you were messing around with this bag.
I have lane control on this right here. So it would say if I was crossing the road, I have lane control right here. So if I was swerving the road, it would show up.
At this point, the driver's attention shifts to explaining why he believes he didn't swerve. That's not unusual during traffic stops. Drivers often want to address the reason they were pulled over, while officers are still focused on determining whether there's an explanation that changes their assessment of what they observed.
On these parts right here.
Well, why is that bag right between your legs, though?
Because I just came out the hotel with my female, going to get something to eat, and I put the bag in beside my leg. Is there a crime because the bag is between my legs?
Okay, just out of heightened caution, just for our safety, because I think that you've been moving stuff around with that bag. I'm going to have you step out of the car for me.
At this point, the officer is choosing to create more distance and control over the encounter. Having a driver step out of the vehicle is a common safety measure when officers want to reduce unknowns and continue the investigation in a more controlled setting. Let's see how the driver responds.
Oh, no, call your superior officer.
So just because you want one, I'm going to give you one more chance. And I will
call the sheriff. Call the judge or the sheriff.
Hey, real quick, because I don't want this to escalate. I promise
I know it's my right that I don't have to step out the car.
The driver is now challenging the officer's authority rather than addressing the request itself. Even so, the officers appear focused on gaining voluntary compliance. Slowing the encounter down and giving clear instructions can help resolve situations like this without forcing the interaction to escalate.
On a motor vehicle, because my bag that owns my property is between my legs, that is not a crime. A driver is someone who's commerce, who's moving something for a profit, or
just to verify, you are refusing to step out of the vehicle?
This question serves an important purpose. Before taking the next step, officers often seek a clear and unmistakable answer, so there's no confusion about whether the driver was given an opportunity to comply with the lawful order.
If you refuse to step out of the vehicle, you will be arrested for obstruction.
Why? I haven't committed a crime, and I'm not one of your citizens. So, Bobby, but I'm not one of your citizens. I am not one of your citizens for you to place me under arrest. I have not committed no crime under any law.
Continued refusal puts officers in a difficult position. The longer a lawful order goes unanswered, the fewer options remain, and you can sense the officers shifting from seeking compliance to preparing for the possibility that they may need to take control of the situation themselves.
I don't want to rip you out of the car.
Please don't rip me out of the car because I don't want to call Internal Affairs to sue you or you.
You're more than welcome to sue me. Now, I've called my supervisor.
Yes, well, can we let you
and he's not obligated to come out. But at this point now, because you have repeatedly refused to step out of the car, right, you are now under arrest for obstruction.
The driver continues to resist the officer's instructions, and that changes the equation. When repeated commands aren't producing compliance, officers will often begin preparing for the possibility that the encounter is about to become a physical removal.
Under arrest for obstruction.
How? I haven't committed no crime.
And you need to step out of the car
I haven't
right now.
committed no crime.
You're going to step out of the car right now.
Hold on, give me a minute. Give me a
Step
minute.
out of the car.
Let me call my Indian chief.
Absolutely.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Stop reaching around this vehicle.
Because you
Stop
can't
reaching
just.
around
I mean, you're breaking the law.
The conversation is no longer about the law from the driver's perspective. It's about compliance from the officer's perspective. As the discussion continues without progress, officers appear increasingly focused on bringing the encounter to a resolution rather than continuing to debate the issue roadside.
Of opening the door.
Nope.
So hold up. Let me call my Indian chief. Well, how's just safety? You're on the outside of the car.
Step out of the car, sir.
Wait a minute.
Step out of the car.
Wait a minute. Let me call my Indian
Don't
chief.
stop reaching. Stop reaching around the vehicle.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Get out. Get out.
Wait a minute.
At this point, the officers have transitioned from seeking voluntary compliance to taking physical control of the encounter. The driver's resistance is making that process more difficult, which can increase the risks for everyone involved as officers work to safely bring the situation under control.
Yeah, let me get out. I would come out.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Do it now.
I will
Get out of the car. Do it now.
Excuse me. I will come out. Let me come out. I will come out.
Step out of the car. Do it now. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
I will come out. Excuse me. As a man. As a man.
Continued resistance keeps the encounter from winding down. Once officers are actively trying to gain control, ongoing non-compliance typically prolongs the situation and increases the need for officers to secure the driver as quickly and safely as possible.
So let me step out. Excuse me, let me step out.
We're past that.
Let me step out. Let me step out like a man's supposed to. After you tearing me and grabbing me and holding on to me, please let me out.
Step out. Do it now.
Let me out.
Do it. Step out.
Let me out. Look.
The resistance hasn't stopped, and the officers are quickly running out of options. When repeated commands and physical guidance fail to gain compliance, officers may have to use additional force to complete the removal and regain control of the encounter.
Let me out.
Get out.
Let me out.
That was fucking stupid, man. That was so stupid.
I asked y'all to let me
You know how much paperwork I gotta do now?
off my wrist, please.
Absolutely not.
The incident ended with officers taking the driver into custody after he repeatedly refused to comply with their commands during the traffic stop. According to available information, he was charged with resisting arrest, obstructing justice, battery on an officer, and reckless driving. No public information regarding a plea or sentencing has been released. Once the encounter shifted from communication to physical control, the officers' priorities changed quickly. Their focus became safely ending the stop and bringing the situation under control. What are your thoughts on how officers handled this incident? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, that's the end of today's breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, how do you think this situation went down? Did the officers handle it the right way, or would you have done something differently? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Bodycam breakdown.